The key ideas of pattern and algebra in primary school and early high school is for students to build on their understanding and knowledge of the number system, describe relationships between numbers and objects, and to formulate generalizations. They should also recognize patterns when they see them and recognize equivalence. Students are encouraged to apply number sense and to use rational and relational thinking, which is targeted in the activity you will see later. Before teachers have students do the activity, they need to have certain prior knowledge, otherwise the students will struggle. For this activity, students need to have had experience in describing, continuing, and creating number patterns resulting from performing addition or subtraction, and to have explored and described number patterns resulting from performing multiplication. The learning objective for this topic is for students to use rational and relational thinking in order to solve the problems. At the end of the lesson, students will know the full meaning of the equal sign. Students will also build on their understanding of the number system to describe relationships between numbers. This activity requires students to use addition and subtraction in order to find the unknown quantity. For this question, a student might work out 6 plus 13 equals 19, and then work out 19 minus 4. This is a good method, but in this case there is a better method which might be encouraged because it's closer to the structural thinking that students will need when learning algebra. In the first number sentence, 4 plus something equals 6 plus 13. This student might say, for the sides to balance, I need a number which is 2 more than 13, so it must be 15. Note that this student did not need to calculate the total of 19 as an intermediate step. Drawing arrow diagrams will help explain the strategy to other students and make a record for later discussion. For this question, we draw on the knowledge of the previous question. We know that 50 is 3 more than 47, and so we need a number 3 less than 68. 3 less than 68 is 65, so the answer must be 65. 100 is 5 more than 95, so the answer must be the number 5 more than 122. The answer is then 127. 60 is 4 more than 56, so we need a number which is 4 more than 92. This means the answer is 96. As well as preparing students for algebra, rational thinking offers shortcuts in mental calculation. For example, it is much easier to determine that 36 is the answer to 96 take away 60 instead of 92 take away 56. Rational thinking enables a student to replace the calculation of 92 minus 56 by the easier calculation. This is the same activity, but at a higher level of mathematics and includes multiplication and division. We know that 6 times 3 is 18, and that both sides of the equation are balanced and equal, the same thing. So, 54 divided by what can give us 18? Students can use a guess and check method to find the unknown quantity if they are not sure at first. 54 divided by 2 equals 27, which is incorrect. 54 divided by 3 equals 18, which is the answer we are looking for that equation. So the unknown quantity, which balances both sides, is 3. Common misconceptions for algebra, equivalence, and this activity is the meaning of the equal sign. Most students think that the sign means to give an answer. However, the sign means exactly what it says: equal, equivalent, and balanced. This then leads on to students writing the answer of the first sum rather than the equivalent sum. A student who appreciates that the equal sign indicates equivalence or balance between the quantities on either side can find the missing number using relational thinking. This is an example of an exemplary learning activity because it encourages students to use rational and relational thinking, which are the key objectives in this activity, and key concepts in pattern and algebra, as well as algebraic thinking. It meets learning objectives and allows room to simplify the activity or to make harder by adding in different operations. It also addresses the misconceptions that most students may have when it comes to this activity and to algebra.